This guy just rocked the internet with his unusual charisma, ability to control his young body, and of course his passion and similarity to the legendary actor and martial arts master Bruce Lee. But for years nothing has been heard about little Rusei Imai. That's why I decided to find out if he's still involved in sports or if this whole Bruce Lee thing was just a childish passion. Also, we are going to discuss what he was doing in Russia in 2018, what happened to his father, and much more. So if the topic of this video is interesting to you, then as always, pound your favorite drink, enjoy my Ukrainian accent, and let's get started. And if you decide to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like, then I will definitely tell you. Дякую. When it comes to training children, especially this young, I think of many negative examples. Andrei Kostas, who was forced by his father to train against his wishes, so that the boy had no desire for sport and now he looks like a completely ordinary guy. Or Giuliano Stroia and his brother, who also set world records and now, even though they continue to practice sports, but their current training is not even 1% as intense and serious as it was in their childhood. So when I started looking for information about Rusei, I thought the situation would be about the same, but before I dive into reality, let me tell you some facts about him. The boy gave at least 2 hours every day to sports. At this moment he is 12 years old. By the way, here are the video fragments his father shared when the boy went to the 1st grade. Now he is in 5th grade, and according to Rusei himself from an interview with BTV channel, when at school he took off his clothes, for example in a gym, his classmates were constantly complimenting him by his physique. Well, let's say a few words about how the boy was training and how his schedule looked like. Because training is training and school has to be attended. And studies in Japan are very serious, even starting from 1st grade. So Rusei woke up at 6 AM and by 7:30 AM managed to do a 6 to 10 kilometer run, as well as power movements such as push-ups and abdominal exercises. The boy almost never did push-ups in the usual form. Often he did it on his fists and even on just his thumbs. And of course, as he is idle, boy was doing push-ups on one hand using only his thumb and index finger. Also, he used a roller for abs and even did handstand push-ups on his fists. In general, Rusei became interested in films of the legend since he was 3 years old and started practicing them at 4. So at some point his father had to explain to the boy that Bruce Lee is no longer alive, and as for a young boy, it was very painful news. However, Rusei was introduced to Bruce Lee's close friend and best student Taku Kimura, with whom they were friends until January 2021, when Taku passed away at the age of 96. Rusei is also introduced to the legend's native daughter. Imagine how powerful Bruce Lee's influence was that even so many years after his death, despite the huge number of modern films and heroes, his legacy continues to alive and inspire guys like Rusei to practice martial arts. When I watched the previous videos from 2 years ago about this little fighter, I noticed that people began to wonder how many pull-ups, push-ups and what records he set in general. But this is what makes him different from the examples I mentioned above, that he did not strive for any records. After all, in such a small age and with his physical condition, believe me, you can easily do the same push-ups for 1,000 reps. But just imagine what a load this will be on the boy's joints. So he never trained until exhaustion. And in fact, each of his workouts were held together with his father. For example, they always did all of their morning runs together. And judging by this video, all the skills that the boy possessed were mastered not with the force of his father, but rather thanks to his own example. The only record that I mentioned while watching Rusei's videos is 42 leg lifts to the bar. And as you can notice, at some moment Rusei just stopped. Visually, he was not tired at all. It seems he could do it for a very long time. In addition to training with his own weight, Imai also improved his nunchaku skills. It usually took 1 or 2 hours after school. This skill is actually the main one in his arsenal, as the guy toured almost the whole world with his famous show where he was repeating all the moves of Bruce Lee from the movie Death Game. But all these tricks with nunchakus the boy learned in just 1 year. His father used to tell about how Rusey used to come up to the TV and twist nunchakus, but he took it very seriously and, unlike other kids, could do it just all day long, which in fact inspired Rusey's father to develop his aptitude for martial arts. And when the videos of the boy went viral on the internet, the number of requests to take a part in various talk shows grew daily, especially in Japan, where the number of talk shows is phenomenal. Rusey, as his idol once did, often went to Hong Kong to act in various local films. There, by the way, he met a very famous 45 years old Hong Kong martial arts master, Alan Ngalani, to become the face of Asia's most popular mixed martial arts organization, the One Fighting Championship. In 2018, Rusey traveled to Moscow for the show League of Amazing People, and even then the organizer specifically called him to the project because Rusey's popularity, thanks to YouTube and social media, at that time was incredible. There he tasted borscht, which is Ukrainian cuisine by the way, for the first time, and according to his father, he was delighted with the local cuisine. In general, such a talent and persistence of the boy did not go unnoticed, especially in Asia with their cult of children. The net worth of 11 years old fighter was estimated at $5 million. However, at the very peak of the boy's early career, his parents had different views on how a child should be raised. Many fans of a little Bruce Lee visited his Instagram page and seeing this picture thought that everything is okay and the boy is still training with his father. But in fact, this picture shows not his mother, but actress Sharon Kwok. Rusey's real mother looks like this, and the most recent picture of the matured boy is probably this one. His father was even deprived of the right to see his son, and all he has to do is publish old materials with Rusey, in which he is 5 to 8 years old. In this photo they was jogging together for the last time, and the boy's father wrote many times that he was thinking to deleting this page, but he couldn't decide, because his son is not just his pride but apparently the whole sense of his life. However, there is no reliable information about this boy's trainings. All we know is that he is 12 years old, he lives with his mom, goes to the school and lives a normal kid's life. At the same time, new photos of Rusey also do not appear online, because his mother shielded her son from the social media and the endless journalists who tried to find out how the boy is doing and invite him to any talk shows. And what do you think? Is it make sense to develop a child and promote him from an early age, improving talents and allowing him or her to live comfortably and become successful? Or should you let a child grow up and then make his own decisions? Write your opinion in comments below. With you as always was Fedor Chepki. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my videos, and see you soon.